You motherfucker. Why am I talking to myself? Why am I talking to myself? Audio's fine. It may sound a bit because I have I borrowed my brother's smaller fan. Despite being way smaller, it works even more effective than the larger fan. I'm trying to listen to music, right? And you know what fucking Henry sends me? You know what he fucking sends me? A fucking video and it just says warrior falls to death in an elevator while he's trying to enjoy his Oreos. Why is it so specific? I don't know. With both of us being unemployed, it might not be the best idea. Sarah comes closer and snaps her fingers in my face, as if to wake me up from a trance. Erica, snap out of it. Stop pretending that the world hasn't changed in the last few days. I just confessed my feelings for you. So let's consider this a date. A chance for us to get to know each other better. A date? Huh? Like a roleplay thing? Exactly! It'll be fun, and a great distraction from reality. I pondered the idea for a moment, unsure of what to say, but then I realized that, now more than ever, Motherfucker! Sorry, the cord's getting caught on my fucking jacket. I pondered the idea for a moment, unsure of what to say, but then I realized that now more than ever we should live in the moment, enjoy life while we can. Who knows what tomorrow might bring. Maybe tomorrow that restaurant won't even be around anymore. I give Sarah an enthusiastic look and say, "Yeah, let's do it." Oh. Ooh, I'm not sure I'm a fan of the top part. Mostly because I feel like see how the vines and stuff, right? It's not that I have a problem with the vines itself, but I would rather it being all over the see-through bit rather than in one area, or not have it at all. Although that may be a bit blank. Golly, I'm looking fine. Although I don't know how I feel about that fucking towel scarf thing. Whatever the fuck that is, I don't like that. And I guess if I had to complain a little bit, I feel like the hair is uneven. Like, one's, you know, like more hair on one side than the other. It feels like it's a little bit uneven. You know, why does she remind me of, like, you know, the future episodes of The Simpsons where, like, Lisa would be an adult and has that fucking little one hair spike like that? We both quickly get ready, donning our fancy attire. I call out to Sarah to see if she's ready. When she appears in front of me, I'm left speechless by how stunning she looks in her elegant and sexy black laced outfit. You look amazing. No. Hold off on the compliments. You need to come and pick me up first. What? Why? Just go outside the door and ring the doorbell. Ah, right, the role-playing thing. Wait, why do I have to be the one to come and pick you up? because you're the top manager of Exxon Enterprises and you came to pick me up in your limousine. I give Sarah a skeptical look, but I can't help but chuckle. Exxon Enterprises? Seriously? Alright, no limousine, but you're still coming to pick me up. Now go, go! Golly! She practically shoves me outside. I wait a few minutes and then ring the doorbell. I can hear Sarah's voice behind the door. Oh, I hope that's my gorgeous, beautiful, and talented friend, Erica, who's come to pick me up for our first date. I'm so excited. She opens the door and I don't even have to pretend to be amazed by her beautiful outfit. Hello, darling. You look stunning tonight. Thank you. I save this dress for special occasions. If she's leaning into the over-the-top cheesiness, I guess I can too. I'm honored. Shall we get going? I made reservations and it wouldn't do to keep the staff waiting. Oh, reservations. So fancy. I offer my arm to Sarah, who quickly takes it. We walk arm in arm towards the restaurant. Thankfully, it's not that far away. We should get there without too much trouble. As we walk, we can see many closed shops along the way. This is crazy. Going down this street now is so surreal. And all these closed shops. Yeah, I don't even understand it. I mean, surely the people who own these shops were nowhere close to being the wealthiest people on earth, so why shut everything down? Staying open shouldn't have been a real risk. Who knows, maybe all the employees quit. Well, I hope the Taj Mahal is still open. I think it will be. It's a family business. Sorry. I got greedy and started eating cold bacon in a single meat patty. This is the consequences of my greediness and gluttony. They became successful, but they started from humble beginnings. The owner is the son of immigrants. Wow, you know the whole story. Yeah, that's why I wanted to go there. I mean, besides the good food, I've always admired people who came to the UK with nothing and became successful through hard work and passion. Became rich, you mean? Oh, well, rich, but not too rich. I do think there's a difference, but the way Sarah replaced the word successfully does have me feeling a little hypocritical. I just want everyone to be able to have a decent life. We finally see the Taj Mahal and it's all lit up. Sarah jumps excitedly, almost scaring me in the process. It's open! Let's go. I don't know. The voices, it's late, so my voices may not be on point. I don't even remember if I'm doing the right voices, but it's whatever. We enter the fancy restaurant, and I immediately notice that there aren't many waiters. Under normal circumstances, there'd probably be at least double the amount, maybe even triple. An Indian person comes forward and smiles at me. My apologies, we're still open, but there may be a longer wait than usual tonight. Did a lot of people quit their jobs? Yes, unfortunately. It's mostly just my family and me still working at the restaurant. It's fine, I've waited 6 years to come here. I can wait a bit longer. The waiter smiles at my joke and we sit down. While we wait for the menu, Sarah finds my hand on the table and touches it. She wears a sweet smile on her face. So, Miss CEO, what do you think of our date so far? Miss CEO? Ha ha ha! What are you even saying? Should I call you Miss Exxon? Oh no, just call me Erica. As you wish, Erica. So tell me more about yourself, Sarah. What do you want to know? Everything. What do you do? Where do you live? What are your favorite things? Everything. Well, if you must know, I'm the daughter of a duchess. Really? That's impressive. How does that affect your life? Well, it has its perks. I get to attend fancy events and meet important people. But it also comes with its own set of expectations and responsibility. It can be quite overwhelming at times. I'm gonna be honest, roleplay like this is fucking boring. Like maybe just my form of brain, right, is because if I were to roleplay, right, it were to create a story, like a proper story that I wish to animate in the future. Proper characters, proper storyline, proper, like, environment, right? But most of the roleplay I did that always didn't turn out great, so I have these fucking empty-handed ideas that aren't fully through because someone decided that they don't roleplay anymore, so it's in this fucking limbo, never alive nor dead. But it usually would be erotic, right? I mean, I guess it doesn't always have to be erotic, because you can roleplay and and cosplay and like Comic-Con and roleplay and shit, and that's all fine and dandy. But it's like, I guess my brain at the time I was more desperate for any type of affection, because I'm gonna be honest, right? Videos or photos or whatever never really did it for me, because I don't know, it's just boring. Like, it's exhausting, make a mess, feel unsatisfied. But with a story, you can get developed with these characters, right? And then the intimate moments they have, it's kind of projections, and it feels more raunchy, you know? Although I kind of am in this certain Discord server that's like NSFW and shit, and it's like, I don't really look at all the categories. I think the only categories I mostly focus on are the femdom, monster girl, tentacle, and femboy, right? And so, like, a part of me, I'm kind of going downhill again, because, like, I was perfectly fine the way I was, but then my curiosity took me to some places, and now I occasionally visit, like, just those different, but sometimes they don't have, like, posts, so I'll look through other shit, and it's like, I'm just not proud of myself. But then it's like, I can't really bring myself to leave, because then I worry about missing out on some of, like, the newer shit, and it's just not a good feeling. Well, it has its perks. I get to attend fancy events and meet important people, but it also comes with its own set of expectations and responsibility. It can be quite overwhelming at times. I can imagine. So, do you live with your parents or on your own? I live on my own. I wanted to experience the real world and make my own way. I can respect that. And what do you like to do in your free time? I love to travel. Seeing new places and cultures is my favorite thing to do. I also enjoy reading and playing the piano. Wow, you're quite the Renaissance woman. I'm impressed. We received our menus, and I see that Sarah was correct. The prices have dropped even further. If a fancy restaurant like this has such low prices, what are fast food prices like now? They'll be giving away food for free at this rate, or even worse, paying people to take it. It feels strange, almost like a dream. What's with that face? Nothing. I was just looking at the prices. They're unreal. Sarah nods in agreement. Right? I told you. Yes, but it makes me think. I mean, this is probably how rich people feel all the time. For example, take this vegetable samosa. 30 cents. It's nothing. Yeah, I get what you mean. For rich people, going to fancy restaurants like this must feel like how we're feeling right now. Everything must feel cheap for them. Again, if I was rich, I wouldn't be going to fancy restaurants because of me being a picky eater. The fucking fancy restaurants don't have shit that I can eat. It's all fucking, I don't want to say garbage just because I'm a picky eater, but it's like literally always fucking nothing. Because it's like, it wasn't even worse. It's like usually like, it's like, oh, I'll get you so and so junk food on the way back home, right? And it makes me feel terrible because I'm trying not to eat junk food, but like they're like, oh yeah, they should be things you can eat there, and then there's not, and then I have to wait there I have to stay there for maybe a fucking 2 hours or so until everyone's ready to leave, and even when they're ready to leave, they're not ready to leave, if that makes sense. They're still fucking idling and dilly-dallying and shit. I think the only thing I'm interested in is like the little arcade machines and candy machines, and like, you know, the little, when there's like a restaurant, they have like a kids corner with a playground and like little machines you can ride. I always look at the fucking plushies in the window. I always look at the fucking plushies and the candy machine. I'm like, yo, maybe I can get my brother to get me one of these plushies because he's better at winning. Yeah, I'm telling you, last time I went to a fancy place, it was fucking rigged. Like, not even like, oh, bad luck. It was completely fucking rigged in the sense of like, it should have gripped down, right? It was on the thing firmly, but slid off like fucking butter. Absolute fucking garbage, I'm telling you. It's easy to lose touch with reality. I mean, I'm about to order the 3 most expensive dishes and drinks this restaurant has to offer, and it's way less than what I paid to celebrate my birthday last year. When you got that giant ice cream with multiple toppings? Yes, it's crazy just thinking about it. We place our orders and the night goes on smoothly. We still talk about things related to recent events, but it's much more relaxing than it would be if we were having the same conversation at home, sitting in front of the TV and watching the news. This was a good idea. Thank you, Sarah. You know I'd do anything to make you happy. Wait, feel happy? Yeah. You know I'd do anything to make you feel happy. My bad. Because I had like 2 hamburgers and I felt stuffed. So I think going to the gym worked, not because I'm losing weight, or it's like because I'm trying to eat less. Usually, like, I would have like 3, maybe 4 hamburgers, but having just 2 really, because my body is, you know, used to not eating as much now. So that's a big step. Sarah blushes and looks down. It only lasts a second or 2 before something catches her attention. She looks up and her eyes widen. Then she moves her head closer to mine and cups her mouth with one of her hands as she whispers to me, "Don't look now, but Mr. and Mrs. Smith just walked into the restaurant." I whisper back, trying to conceal my shock. What? The corrupt politician and his wife? Yes, I still can't believe that they're not behind bars. Well, they never found any concrete evidence, even if half the nation knows that he's guilty. I respond, shaking my head in disbelief. See, this is something I really can't understand. He was already a politician. He was probably earning, I don't know, but surely a really good salary. Probably at least 7 to 8k pounds, plus the expenses they could claim. Exactly. He was already earning a good amount, working a stable job with no particular risks, and yet he still decided to make deals with shady people for more money and power. Why? Sometimes I think Exon might be right. Us humans are lost. No, and you're the proof. No, and you're the proof, Sarah. Let's go, baby. Huh? Me? Well, I mean, I definitely wouldn't risk dealing with shady people if I were in Mrs. Smith's position. I'd be already happy with what I had. You and me both. And we aren't special. We are just honest and content with what we have. There are other people like that too, a lot of them. But it's also true that people like us are never going to be on top, because we exist. So do people like the Smiths. The rich get to take advantage because we aren't willing to stoop to the level they do. And since they make the rules, it only gets worse. Yeah. Is it because we're good people or because we're lesbians that we can't be rich? The discussion has put me in a foul mood, but Sarah is quick to notice. We are already at the dessert course, so she signals for the check. I'm eager to leave Mr. and Mrs. Smith behind us. While we wait, Sarah starts to speak excitedly, a hint of cunning in her tone. Do you remember Uncle Zach? You mean Zachariah? Your crazy uncle? The uncle who thought he was abducted by aliens? Yeah, that one. He was so sure that aliens were already among us. I remember. You told me that story many times. He was obsessed with it. He was convinced that politicians and everyone else in power were actually extraterrestrial beings. Oh yeah, I remember. He always went on about the different types of aliens, reptilians, insectoids, crystal something. Right, but if he was onto something there, what if Exon is secretly here to destroy aliens who previously colonized our planet? Her eyes sparkle with mischief. Sarah, I think you're getting carried away. Come on, it's a possibility. If there's something we've learned over the last few days, it's that anything can happen. Alright, I'll give you that. Still, Uncle Zach's theory seems like a bit too much. Sarah's expression suddenly shifts and her voice stammers with excitement. She urgently gestures behind me, whispering in a hushed tone. The politician's Mr. Smith. His skin is falling off and there's a snake-like face below. Without hesitation, I turned to see the middle-aged man staring back at us with a confused expression before muttering something unintelligible and returning to his meal. Just as I begin to feel uneasy, Sarah bursts into laughter and declares, I got you! You... I can't help but join in her amusement. Grateful for her sense of humor and ability to lift my spirits even in these darker moments. As the waiter approaches our table, I can't help but feel a sense of contentment. I hope everything was to your liking. It was. Honestly, eating here is something I've always wanted to do, and not just because of the good things I've heard about the food's quality. I have so much respect for the things you and your family went through to make this place what it is. I just wasn't able to afford it until now. The waiter nods understandingly. I see. Feeling a pang of embarrassment, I quickly add, Sorry, I hope I didn't come across as if you're not worth the money you earn or anything like that. The waiter is quick to reassure me. No, don't apologize. I completely understand. We never wanted to raise our prices so much. Not that we don't love the money we made. The money we are making, of course. But money wasn't our main motivation. We wanted to let others embrace our culture, and what's a better way to do that than through food? Food is a universal language. It brings people together and makes them feel at home. Exactly! The flavors, the aroma, the presentation of each dish. It was simply amazing. It was like being back at home for just one night. The waiter nods but then continues to speak. But then the prices went up. We didn't own the place yet either, so we had to worry about rent too. All the expenses suddenly increased drastically over a couple years. It wasn't a huge problem for us. We knew we could just raise our own prices and people would still come. We had made a name for ourselves. A hint of sorrow creeps into his voice, but it still pained us. Because there were a lot of regulars who couldn't afford us anymore, not even for special occasions. There wasn't a better solution though. We couldn't lower the prices any more than we already had. Then more and more fame and work arrived, and honestly, we kinda got lost in it. Frantic lives and all that. I nod, understanding the weight of his words, but there are plenty of business owners out there with similar stories. We're all just trying to make our way through life the best we can. That is what the aliens don't understand. Sometimes it's society as a whole that pushes someone to earn more, even if you don't want to. Yeah. We leave the restaurant. We're both silent during our walk back to our flat. I enjoyed the night and I am grateful for it. But still, I can't completely shake my thoughts about the social pressure to earn more, even if it means pushing some people out of reach. The conversation with the waiter has given me a lot to think about. Sarah's gazes keep darting towards me. Every time I catch her doing it, I feel a flutter in my chest. I give her faint smiles and she returns them with shy ones. We still don't talk, but words are not necessary between us. We understand each other so well. As we walk, my guts are trying to come up. As we walk, she reaches for my hand. I let her take it. We walk back like this, hand in hand, like two best friends. Perhaps there is something more between us. I can't help but wonder if I am actually ready for something more. My heart aches with longing for her, but my mind is filled with uncertainty. As we enter the flat, I sit down on the couch, feeling a sense of disappointment that the night has come to an end. It was like a dream, and now I'm back in reality. It's a bit shocking. I can't help but feel a bit lost. But then I look up at Sarah. She cups my face and smiles reassuringly. I take a deep breath and try to shake off the feeling of disappointment. Sarah, about the kiss... She cuts me off by placing a finger over my lips and then shakes her head. Shh. You don't need to tell me anything now. We're both tired. We need sleep. Her voice is soft and soothing. I instinctively relax and nod in agreement. No matter what, I want us to remain friends. I'll sleep on the couch tonight with Martello to give you some space. No matter what, I want us to remain friends. I'll sleep on the couch tonight with Martello to give you some space. Don't be silly. I'm not being silly. Not this time, anyway. You need it, Erica. Don't fight me on this. Sarah is probably right. I don't know how she always seems to understand what I need better than I do. Aw. Achievement all cute. I wish her good night and we go our separate ways. After brushing my teeth, I head back to the kitchen for a glass of water. As I turn around, I see Sarah on the couch already asleep. She's in a deep slumber, and Martello is snuggled up next to her, sleeping too. It's such an adorable sight that I can't help but stare at them for a moment before deciding it's time for me to go to bed. But sleep doesn't come easy, not with everything going on with eggs and our planet and now Sarah. How am I supposed to make any kind of decision with all that on my shoulders? The duck. I kept my eyes shut for a while, even after I know I'm too awake to go back to sleep. I'm not ready to face today. I'm not ready to think about anything or anyone. I don't want to think at all, honestly, but I know I don't have forever. I also know that I can't put things off much longer. Unfortunately, golly. When I do open my eyes, I see Sarah's face over mine. She gently taps my nose. Time to wake up. You're going to be too hot for this world to handle if you keep overdoing it on the beauty sleep. All the events that happened yesterday slam back into my head, and every question still waiting to be answered swarms me all at once. I grab Sarah, pull her down and kiss her slowly, then suck her bottom lip. I need to figure something out today, right? Make some kind of forward progress that will allow me to keep moving forward. When I draw back, Sarah blushes and bites her bottom lip. Why? I shrug a little. I was undecided and wanted to see what it would be like to kiss... I was undecided and wanted to see what it would be like to kiss you again. Sarah lets out a shaky breath, then looks past me to our living room area where I see Special Agent Castillo sitting. I pull my blankets back over my head. Of course. Good morning, girls. I force the blanket down and Sarah smiles softly. I'll get dressed and be right outside, like you asked, Agent Costello. If you need anything, Erica, you know what to do. Golly! It's like I got punched in the gut, but it hurt, but it also doesn't. Golly! Fucking put me down the way I'm about to go feral. I try to organize my hair as I get up. I don't like the idea of Sarah being outside on her own. It feels less safe than just about anything else right now. We can't predict people. I have no clue what she might be up against, and I definitely hate the idea of her getting hurt. Agent Costello seems to sense what I'm thinking. I'm having her wait outside for her own protection. The more she knows, the more danger she's in. And I do have people watching her. Not that they'll be able to do much if the aliens decide to attack. They can probably protect her from other humans though. I guess that's good enough for now. I bet she's actually an alien in disguise, but can read minds. Can I get dressed before we talk? Castillo gives me a once-over, but she plays it cool with a nod. I can feel her eyes following me as I spring out of bed, making a beeline for the bathroom door. Did she just check out my ass? Sorry, no, it's like... It just sounds immature hearing butt. Did she just check out my butt? No way. She's way too professional for that, or at least that's what I'm telling myself, but who knows? Maybe she's just trying to be subtle. dip into the bathroom and change into new clothes. Freshen up a little and all that. I want to feel human for this conversation, alive and real. I was hoping I would be in my other outfit, the one I started in, not this. I nod, then grab some coffee, trying to work up the energy to deal with Costello. She already has tea, so I don't offer her anything. She waits for me to take a few sips before leaning forward on her knees. Debrief me on meeting with the alien. I look around and notice all the phones are off. The TV is off too. If I didn't know any better, I'd say all the power in the building is off. I know they're not sure how the aliens spy on us, but this feels excessive. I talked to Exxon about plenty. They still trust me enough to tell me things, I guess. I don't really know what you want to know, though. Everything, you know. I tell her almost everything, leaving out the parts that I consider personal, like that kiss on the cheek and my own feelings. Costello's leg bounces, and I see her forehead crease the more I talk. She shakes her head and holds up her hand. Enough. You didn't notice any weaknesses, any details that we didn't already know? As fascinating as hearing about your conversation with Exxon is, I have specific things I need to know. I don't bother to point out that she said everything when I asked her how much she wanted to know. I need something more. What do you have that's actually relevant? Their logic is different. Expand on that. I lean back and take another drink of my coffee. I don't want to dive into this, but I have to do something. Before they came here, they had no idea how money, capitalism, or any aspect of our society worked. So they're not thinking on the same terms as us. They're learning, picking and choosing information that they think is relevant based on the instances of history here and other places. And what did you tell them? Is this your fault? All these murderers, this invasion, is it on you? I watch her for a long moment, frustrated. I guess you could say that. I mean, I told them about money, but I didn't think this would happen. I answered a few basic questions and said things that everyone knows. Do you really think I would have said any of that if I thought they were going to start killing people? Erica. If sharing common information with an alien species is against the law, it looks like it's time to lock me up. Or kill me yourself, right? Because they couldn't have chosen anyone else to ask those questions to. Clearly I'm special, and I wanted to see the downfall of my own planet, which is why I didn't give them any specifics. Without realizing, I am drawn to Costello. My voice grows louder as I move close to her. My face now only centimeters from hers. As I gaze into her eyes, I notice a hint of concern. It's the first sign of vulnerability I've ever seen from her. Is she frightened by my sudden assertiveness? Glancing down, I notice that I have instinctively grabbed hold of her arm. I can feel the strength in her muscles, and I realize she could easily overpower me if she wished. Oh shit. She's into that shit. Lost in thought about her physical prowess, I feel my cheek grow warm with embarrassment. Quickly retracting my hand, I watch as Costello raise her own hand in a calming gesture, silently urging me to relax. I sit back down in front of her and exhale. I understand. I already told you. They asked me if everyone had money. They asked me why I gave the money to the homeless person. I explained that people have different amounts for different reasons, and that the ones with the most amount are the most powerful decision makers across the globe. Is any of that wrong? You're not on trial, Erica. Take a breath. It fucking feels like that. Like, basically an FBI is in my home asking me to fucking spy on an alien, and I'm getting agitated and maybe a little bit violent. That maybe turns them on a little bit. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I just want to go back to my normal life, even though I know that's far from reality. I try to do as she says. I breathe deeply, then nod. I don't know why, but being near Castillo has me all worked up. You said what anyone would have. I don't know how they got to this point. And I don't know if there's anything I can do to convince Exen that they're wrong. I don't know if we have any hope of bringing our normal back, but if there's a way, I want to find it. Castillo's quiet for a while, letting me stew in my own thoughts. I hate the silence. I hate not knowing what she's thinking. It makes me nervous. I squirm as she sits up. Beep! You need to get in touch with the alien again. What? It's too soon to do that. Every day counts. But they're already suspicious after yesterday. It's like Exen knew that I was hiding something. If the truth comes out, then you lose me and they'll attack, and we have to be smart. Castillo stands over me, glowering down at me. I half expect her to hit me considering the look in her eyes, but she takes a slow breath and then clasps her hands in front of me. Every day counts. Every day there are lives on the line. You need to go back. Today, find some excuse, something that's half true, or not at all true. Your entire planet is hanging by a thread, and you're the only one who can do anything. But I don't want anything to happen to you, but you need to go up there soon. No excuses. Castillo gives my shoulder a reassuring squeeze, and I shiver from her electric touch. Our eyes lock, and I can't help but admire her stunning beauty. Her skin is like silk, and those lips, they're just begging to be kissed. It's clear that you're this world's only hope. With that ominous statement that I absolutely hate, she walks to the door. I'll be in touch. I follow her out, telling Sarah I'll be back as I pass her by. My head is all wrapped up in this as I catch Castillo getting into a vehicle that looks like it's from the time before computers. I continue walking until I get to the underground. I hold the railing in my hand and remember I don't have a job anymore. I don't have any work to do, so instead I go to a small access for a park. A lot of people wandering around, clearly not sure what to do with their free time. This is fucking beautiful. Why are they real people? That pisses me off. Taking a seat on a bench in front of a pond, I watch those people for a while, then the ducks. People are lost in their minds, going crazy without structure or money to work for. Sorry, just wait. But the ducks are exactly the same. Their lives haven't changed at all. If anything, the ducks are getting more treats from people. They're lucky. A loud group of men distract me as they come through the park. They're obviously drunk, judging by the way they're slurring their words. I have no idea what they're yelling at first, but when they get closer, I can make some of it out. Fuck the rich. Eat the rich. They don't deserve shit. They should just be shit. It's time for anarchy. Worship Exen. They free us, a liberator. The first man points at the ducks, relaxing on the surface of the water, and then chucks a rock at them. He misses, but his friends join in. They are flinging rock after rock until they actually hit a small duck. It squeaks and tries to waddle away, but its wing is obviously hurt. I rush over and pull the duck into my arms, supporting its weird feet. The group close in around me, and as the duck stills, I back towards the pond. You're pathetic. Caring about a stupid duck? There are plenty more where that one came from. Yeah, you some kind of sissy crybaby getting all hurt over nothing? Aw, did we hurt the baby's feeling? I swallowed hard, then looked down at the duck. It's dead. completely dead. It's hard to see where the bleeding is coming from, but it's all limp in my arms. Somehow, out of everything that's happened, this is the last straw. I can't take it anymore. It's not smart, but I don't care. I started yelling at them, my voice as loud as I can get it to go. You are all stupid pieces of shit! What did this duck ever do to you? What do you get out of killing an innocent duck in the first place? The first one grins a vicious smile while pulling out a knife. It's a crime to be bored. Yeah, it's fun. What do you care? Now that work isn't a thing, I guess we don't have to limit ourselves, do we? They look me over like I'm a full meal and they're starving. Even so, I don't back down. This is so wrong, so entirely and completely wrong. There's no way that we can be this awful as a species, this stupid and cruel and mean. Why don't you come over here? We can show you all sorts of ways to have fun. We'll be like Exen and experiment on you. The second man... Oh shit, am I about to cry? My eyes are getting fucking watery. Oh, what the fuck? The second man looks me over slowly, focusing on my chest, even though I'm still holding the duck. I narrow my eyes. You all deserve to die. You're useless, you're cruel, you blame the rich, but what are you? You're the worst. They come at me, but suddenly there's a beam of light and Exen is standing between us. They simply stay there, imposing, unflinching and still. I stumble and fall on my bottom, gaping up at Exen. The third man looks at me and carefully takes a step back. She's the chosen one. She's the one who... But then they're gone. Just gone. The knife clatters to the ground as they lose themselves in a breeze. Exen still stands there like nothing has happened. Like they've always been there. Like some statue drawing people to the park. I sniff, then the tears roll down my cheeks. This is too much. Castillo giving me orders, these drunks, this poor duck. Exen, I have a breaking point and I can't fight it. I just sob openly. Exen faces me and leans their head to the side as I pat the duck again and again. Erica. They offered me the hand and helped me up. The softness of the gesture isn't wasted on me. The tears are still flowing, but I look at Exen's face and for the first time I sense genuine care for someone else. They seem to feel sorry for me, even if they don't express it openly. Ooh. This is a hard choice because it's like, because I feel like, I don't want to say they don't deserve it, but like, I feel, a part of me said they don't deserve it, but again, I also don't feel bad of them. Like, how do you go from killing a baby duckling then planning to rape a woman? It makes no sense. But the justice system is already fucked beyond comparison, and not by itself. I swallow and get up while trying to control my tears. Exen looks from me to the ducks at my feet. They deserved it. The silence stretches until the ducks quack from the pond, unbothered by the events that just transpired. Pardon me. Ducks aren't family creatures. I doubt they care much about a fallen friend in the long run, as long as they themselves get to survive. I feel bad saying it. I mean, they were people, but I'm not sad they're gone. Explain. I meet their eyes. You do not support killing the rich, but you aren't sad about these people being gone. This is different. They hurt an innocent animal because they were bored. They wanted to hurt me just to pass the time. They don't care about anyone who wasn't a part of their group. And to hurt an animal that wasn't threatening anyone. That's the lowest a person can go. Those people. You were shaking, Erica. I take an unsteady breath. There's too much going on in my head. Erica. Those people were a waste of space, so thank you. Exon nods to me and gives me a moment to collect myself. I sniff a few moments and clear my throat. That seems to signal that I'm okay to talk. I have a final question. Only one? Why is this duck? I nod. Why is this duck so important? Why is this duck so important to you? It was a random animal, not a pet companion. I smile sadly as I stroke the damp feathers again. Maybe I'm more insane than I thought I was. No one would blame me for losing it a little, but I don't know if I would have acted any different even if Exon had never came to this planet. I've always felt compassion for animals since I was young. I mean, even if I don't like the specific animal, their life still has value. It's why I became a vegan when I turned 18. I start most days with cereal and almond milk. I thought you were just out of regular milk. I'm like, it'll do. Kinda hypocritical being a vegan but still eating meat. Exon considers that for a long moment. I have gathered data about diets and the environment. I did notice that if all humans on Earth switched to a vegan diet, resources could be reallocated and human health would be better overall. Perhaps if given the instruction to farm more sustainably, the people of Earth could see a positive change in the environment as well. Exon always has to use their strategical and logical based reasoning. Feelings never factor in. I shouldn't expect any differently. Do you have feelings? Do you ever base your decisions on them? I base most of my decisions on mine. I don't give that woman money because it was logical, you know? But it was a logical decision. If your priority is caring for people, everyone should base their decisions off logic. It makes things more cohesive. It would also make the world boring. The thing is that not everything is binary, 0 or 1, black or white, right or wrong. But it is. Everything can be reduced to those things. I can't help but roll my eyes at their simplistic view.
Holding your phone with one hand is harder than I thought.
Yo, what's up, PZ? I'm gonna ignore that comment. Hope your day's going well. What about art? What are your thoughts on that? Art? Yes, art. What do you think of it? What are your conclusions? Art is just a way for a human to express their emotions. It's not that complicated. I chuckle at Exon's words. I mean, there's truth in what they're saying.
Yes, it is one
but
of yours.
I think mine's going alright. Been streaming new games, making new designs. There's truth in what they're saying, but reducing art to just that is insulting. You can't be serious. Art is so much more than that. It's a reflection of our society, our culture, our values. It's a way to challenge the status quo, to push boundaries.
Oh, that's sick. I've seen some on your community posts.
Oh, Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I know it's conflicting because I share designs, but it's like, it would be really recommended if you to stay out of the community post, because sure, most of it is thumbnail designs, but a lot of it is just ranting about things that aren't appropriate. So like, it's recommended to try, like, if you want, I can personally send the thumbnail designs to you on Discord, if that's easier. Answer me this. Is everyone based their... Answer me this. If everyone based their decisions on logic, do you think art would exist? They're speechless. To me, that feels like a small victory. It doesn't last long, though. Exon becomes disinterested and returns to the former part of our conversation. I'll need to think about what you suggested. Switching to vegan diet could be the next step in making Earth a better world. Suggested? I didn't suggest anything! And she's fucking gone. Before I can comply, they're gone. And where the fuck am I? I don't bother looking around for them. I'm sure they're back on the ship. I sit back on the bench and stay until sunset. When I dig a shallow grave with my fingers, gently place the duck there. I cover it up and pat the earth into place. Putting a rock here would feel insensitive. When I get home, Sarah jerks me down onto the couch in front of the TV and points while blabbering too fast for me to process. How does every day feel so long lately? I need a week-long vacation from life. You have to see this. Exon is on the TV again, looking no different than they did in the park. Starting tomorrow, every person on Earth...
is insane.
Shut up. Starting tomorrow, every person on Earth needs to switch to a vegan diet. This will be beneficial for your planet if you follow the schematics we have sent to your farmers and produce growers around the world. All lives are valuable. Embrace that. I laugh. Just laugh. Exon can be ridiculous without realizing it. This is definitely my fault. I can't actually make them do anything, but our conversation are clearly fueling the changes and Exon's put into place. This isn't funny. I love bacon, and growing tofu and almonds and all that is terrible for the environment. They bulldoze jungles to grow those things. They ruin local economies and job market to pay people less to work there. This is terrible. I blink at her. That's why they send guidelines this time. Exon is always pragmatic. Pragmatic my ass! They've clearly never tasted bacon or had a burger after a really bad hangover. I arch an eyebrow at her. I mean, I guess I don't actually have to eat meat when it comes down to it, but cats can't be vegan. Good thing the rule only applies to people then. I nudge her and she nudges me with a suspicious look in her eye. She looks me over and slowly as I stand and stretch. Hold on. You don't You didn't seem surprised. Are you telling me that this is your fault as well? My fault? Did you see Exon today? Tell me. Is she angry because she is jealous or because she thinks I'm the one to blame for the vegan thing? To be honest, I am to blame, but for now, just crack a joke and hope that diffuses the situation. Whoa, when did you become Agent Callisto's replacement? Sorry to say, but you need to work on your abs. My abs? My belly is just fine. This is typical of you, though. What do you mean typical? Changing the subject when you don't want to answer a question. That's not true, and for the record, yes, I wasn't surprised because I met Exon today. I knew it. On the ship again? No, I was at the park and some people started throwing rocks at a duck. They killed it. I yelled at them. Sarah sweetly sits by my side, her gentle touch soothing my worries as she tenderly runs her fingers through my hair. Her comfort is a blessing, and I am grateful to have her as my companion in this moment. Oh no, that's terrible! They started to threaten me. That's when Exon arrived, and they killed them all. What? But they weren't rich, right? Did Exon kill them because they were threatening you? I don't know. Exon felt very protective. I was also surprised by their actions. Tell me what happened next. Exon started asking me questions about why I was upset about the duck. I told them about me being vegan, and at that moment Sarah stands up, her movements quick and determined as she extends her arm into the air for emphasis while speaking. I knew it! So this is all your fault! Fine, you got me. I surrender. Wait, sorry, I didn't mean... I'm exhausted. It's been such a long day. I go over to the bed and collapse onto it, but Sarah keeps watching TV. I feel her eyes on me sometimes and hear her grumble, but the TV is louder. I mostly overhear experts panicking about the new rule. Apparently not eating meat is just as bad as murder. Who knows? You know, you could always shut your fucking mouth and not talk to the alien killing people and making changes to the planet. You could absolutely ignore her and she wouldn't get any new ideas. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm making the situation worse. Genuinely. I'm making it worse by opening my fucking mouth. And they want me to go up there and learn about their weakness? I'm making things worse. Bonus chapter. Agent Castillo. Don't look! Don't look! Don't look! I wake up in the middle of the night. Restless and uncomfortable, I toss, turn, roll over, and then hear Sarah groan. Since I know that if I keep rolling around, I'll wake her up, I just get out of bed. Don't look! Stop!
Busted.
Stop it! Don't look! Leave! Don't look! You can't look! No! Stop it! I just get out of bed. Without turning on a light, I head to the living room on my tiptoes. I turn on the TV, making sure to keep the volume low. I notice it's only 11:30. Don't look! You can't look! Not appropriate! Not that time matters now. People do what they want when they want. The fucking female news anchor name is off the fucking thingy. The new vegan rules handed down by the aliens. I change to another news channel. Butchers are in panic over the... Every channel other than late night infomercials have the same thing on. I turn off the TV and shake my head. The This is all my fault. I never should have said anything. I stand up and pace before I realize I'm going to end up waking Sarah if I continue what I'm doing. Instead, I put on a dress, slip into some ballot flats, and leave our place. That's better. Somewhat. All I need is a walk. That's it. My mind wanders as I walk. What was I supposed to do? Not talk to Exon? It's not like I meant to say anything that would create a new rule. Am I even going to be able to have another conversation with Exon without another new rule coming up afterwards? Why does my advice even matter? Uh-oh, I'm in an alleyway. Dang on alley! If my thoughts have always mattered this much, how have I had so much trouble getting good paying jobs? I should be a CEO or something. Then again, I guess it's not good. I guess it's good I'm not. If I was, I'd be in a whole lot more trouble now. My mind keeps swirling until I hear a window break. Turning around, I realize I have no idea where I am. I take a few steps back. Maybe if I can find a street sign, I can get my bearings. I nibble my bottom lip, turn in a circle, then I see a large man. He's tall, not super muscular, but he seems dangerous. He sees me and smiles. He tosses whatever was in his hand to the side. Armed with his fists, he approaches, eating up the space between us. Well, looky here. A little lost girl all by herself. I'm not lost. Don't be shy. I can help. I'm happy to help. Just come a little closer. I try stepping back, but he follows until I'm nearly against a wall. I don't have anything. I don't have my purse. There's no reason to rob me. Who said I was interested in money? A pretty young thing like you has plenty to give. I swallow and try to turn another street, but he grabs my arm. I jerk away, but fall to the ground. He chuckles, raising goosebumps on my skin.
EWW, you are so good at VAIT. Sounds like something I don't wanna say.
The ship is too far away for me to call to Exon. Sarah's a long way away. Let me just check something. Shit, wrong thing. Shit, Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm honestly glad that I don't know what you're talking about. No one is here to help me. I scuttle backwards trying to find something to defend myself with. Oh, don't be like that, honey. We're going to have a good time together. I raise my arm up and prepare my leg to kick, but then a punch echoes. Justice for Gotham! Opening my eyes, I see a foot land across the man's face. He drops to the ground, his eyes flutter back, and he's out cold. Oh shit, I was gonna say something really fucking insensitive, and I'm so sorry. Cause my brain, like, innocently thought, like, you know, maybe if I wore a bit more clothes, I wouldn't get into a situation like this. But then I realized people actually, you know, not in the town just wants to relax and have like a party and shit. And then, like, it sounds very insensitive to, like, people who end up in these situations, and I do apologize. I meant no ill will in that statement. I really am sorry. I meant nothing by it. Opening my eyes, I see a foot land against the man's face, and he drops to the ground. His eyes flutter back, and he's out cold. Oh, it's, what's her face? Golly, she's not bad herself. I love me cute clothings that not that aren't overdone. It looks natural. I mean, I don't know about my outfit, but technically I had a job. I don't know why I needed to. This is what I wore for work, to smell people's armpits to see if perfume works or not. It's a very odd outfit to choose, but I blink a few times in surprise, but turn a little to see Agent Castillo. She has on irregular clothes. She's rocking a pair of jeans and a black tank top that leaves a very little to the imagination. I kind of want an outfit like that. That's kind of cute. At least, you know, when I hopefully lose weight properly. I can see her washboard abs, and let me tell you, I'm not a big fan of the muscle-bound look, but dang, it's working for her. She's just got the right amount of definition. It's like she's hinting at a six-pack without shoving it in my face. It's sexy as hell. She offers me her hand. I take it and help myself up. What are you doing here? Thank you. I could ask you the same thing. Thank you, though. People just keep getting worse. What can you do? I owe you one. I don't think I could have gotten out of that alone. You clearly know how to defend yourself. Once again, I find myself unable to resist stealing a glance at Castillo's alluring physique. Her casual attire, making it look like she just left the gym, only heightens my desire. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was trying to be polite. I'm not trying to romance anyone else. The tantalizing sight of her toned abs, bare and glistening in the short shirt, leaves me yearning to caress them with my fingertips. Castillo's voice interrupts my thoughts. Well, you could answer some personal questions. Am I on the record? No, they're more to satisfy my own curiosity. You didn't get into my line of work without a healthy dose of curiosity, after all. She could pick worse topics, I guess. At least she's not demanding that I go deal with Exen or fix the whole planet. That's a step up, so I nod. What's going on between you and your roommate? I'm assuming that you're dating, but it's not entirely clear. I stare at her for a long moment. I shouldn't have this conversation in an alleyway with a near stranger that keeps sending me on missions. She shouldn't care. I thought you were all about the mission. That's when I'm on the job. Obviously, I'm not on duty right now. So you just kick ass naturally. I grew up with 3 older brothers. You learn a thing or two. Right now, I'd like to learn more about you. Sarah and I have been friends for a long time. I'm not sure if it could turn into more or not. I'm still testing the waters, I guess. And the end of the world isn't a good enough reason to rush into things. Not when it comes to the 2 of us. She means that much to me. Why do you ask? Castillo laughs lightly and motions towards the main road. We walk that way, and I take a slow breath. I don't know where I am, but there are signs of life here, which is a clear improvement. In all honesty, I don't want to sound inappropriate. You? I wanted to offer to get drinks together off the record, just us. I hesitate a moment. She's attractive, that's obvious. But my mind is swirling. I guess getting a drink is better than walking home alone. Worst case, she turns the conversation back to the aliens and I leave. Best case, we have a good time and make the most of being awake. Sure. That's good. There's a good bar close by. Just follow me. There seems to be plenty of bars. I know someplace way better with less drunk idiots to deal with. the expert. Normally I'd remind you I'm off the clock, but I do know a thing or two about places to drink. After a while, Castillo turns up a set of stairs and leads us to an apartment. I narrow my eyes for a moment as she goes through some keys and walks in. This is sending red flags. Why do you have keys to this place? Is this your place? Oh no. Oh no. Look, I'm really only... Look, sure, maybe me and Sarah aren't officially together, but I don't really want to be kind of two-timing her, even though we're not together, it wouldn't be two-timing, but you get what I mean. When the doors open, I see a full bar. The lighting is low and intimate, and people talk softly. I can hear a single conversation. Castillo leads me to the bar and meets my eyes. I honestly thought you were taking me to your place. I'm almost never at home. I'm used to living out of a suitcase, especially since all this has happened. That makes sense. This is a bar you have to have keys to. Someone in MI6 retired and decided we needed a safe place to drink. So once you pass a few tests, go on a few missions, and survive, you get a key and a few locations. The more locations you go to, the more you get access to. Smart. We're more than just muscles and guns. I laugh as the drink is dropped off in front of me despite me not ordering. Castillo takes a slow drink from hers and nods. You also don't decide what you get. Another perk. No choices. I never thought I'd like a lack of choices, but lately everything is crazy, so let's have a normal night. You? Normal? Is that so hard to believe? No harder to believe than aliens. Castillo laughs. Her whole face lightens up. I blush a little while she catches me staring. I take a long drink, savoring the flavor. I don't know what it is, but it's delicious. I don't even know your first name. It's Lucy. I got a whole docket on you. It doesn't seem fair. Ask me anything. Anything at all? Treat it like a first... No! I was enjoying this game. Cause like, it clearly gave... this is bumming me out now. Because it's like, at first it's like, oh, rather than just dating everyone, you have a choice, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, and whatever you choose depicts what, you know, so-and-so. But it's like, now it just feels like everyone wants to date you, and it's like, what's the point of the meter if it just goes straight to 100? It's fucking boring. Treat it like a first date. I'm Lucy, you're Erica. We got some details online, like what do we do for a living and the fact that aliens exist, but we can skip talk about the weather. Cloudy with a chance of abduction? She laughs again. What's your dream in an ideal world? What does your future look like? Just like that, we're talking. I tell Lucy plenty that won't be found in any paperwork about my life, and she tells me things here and there, just adding to my stories. But I feel like I know nothing about her after 2 drinks. So, Lucy, how does a person decide they want to be in law enforcement, let alone become a special agent? I've always been too ambitious for my own good, and I hate mysteries. I just want to solve them and know everything. I like order and control, so it seems like a good fit. She taps the bar for another drink. I guess perfectionism has its perks. When I got the chance to climb the ranks faster and go see the world, it seemed like an obvious yes. Okay, let's just... let's go with the save option. Wow, you climbed the ranks quickly? Oh, wow, you climbed the ranks quickly, don't you? Yes, I did. You don't seem surprised. I am not. You're clearly a talented agent, one of the best. Right, and you say that because you clearly know a lot of other secret agents, correct? No, I just know you. So, how can you say that? Not that I'm saying you're wrong, I am that good. Looks like I made a fool of myself, huh? Sorry, I shouldn't have been so defensive. I know that you were trying to give me a compliment. Still not really having a home, always being on the move, always in danger. It sounds thrilling, but pretty limiting too. Lucy thinks about that for a long moment. I can see the gears turning in her head. Her foot bounces a little. I guess it is. I don't really get home-cooked meals. I don't get to meet the neighbors. No pets or anything like that. Next to nothing I get is permanent, and I know I'm replaceable, but it keeps me grounded and humble. Says the woman who interrogated me and told me I have to save the world. Because I know I can't do it alone. If I thought I was some amazing super agent, I'd have rushed in and tried to gun the ship down. That sounds like a shot at the military. Is it that obvious? Her hands stroke over my knee. Please keep your hands to yourself. I'm in love with a blonde. Not that you aren't cute, but I just... I stare at her hand as it strokes my skin slowly. I take another drink. I just kissed Sarah recently. Exit, and I have been talking more and getting closer too. What am I doing here with Special Agent Lucy Castillo? I swallow as I think about my options. You know, the world could end tomorrow. It definitely could. I think it's made a lot of people bolder. Some for the better, some for the worse. Has it changed you or your outlook at all? She ponders that while drawing circles on my inner thigh. She flashes a smile. Are you asking because I'm being bold? I'm curious too. You don't have to be an investigator to have questions. That's true. I've always been bold. I don't really see the point in hiding what I want. Plus, tomorrow has never been guaranteed. What do you mean? My dad was a police officer. It's not the safest job, but after 20 years of always coming home, I expected it. Then dinner came and went, and when I was 12 and Dad wasn't anywhere to be seen. Oh no. Yeah, you never know when your time is up, and I promised myself at his funeral that I'd never let what ifs haunt me. I nod once. What am I supposed to say to that? I finish my drink and Lucy laughs. If you ever want to bring a whole conversation to a stop, just mention a parent dying. I just didn't know what to say. Nah, no one ever does. It's okay, I've survived, but it made me bold, sometimes too bold for my own good, like right now. I could be barking up the wrong tree entirely, for all I know. You're devoted to finding out if you have something with your best friend. I'm confused by it all. Can I offer friendly advice? Sure. Deciding to be with someone is like flipping a coin. How? She pulls out a coin. This coin decides whether you get another drink or not. Heads, you get another drink. Tails, you don't. She tosses it, and I know immediately that I want water, nothing else, but I don't want to get too drunk after all. It lands, and she covers the coin with her hand. What do you hope it is? Tails? See, as soon as the choice wasn't yours, you knew what you wanted. Should we play this game for us? Us? You and Sarah. It's not that simple, though. I can know I like her and still not want to jump into a relationship with her. There's so many factors to consider, like how it could end our friendship if it goes wrong, and I don't know if we're compatible the way she wants us to be. All good things to consider. Plus, this special agent or something told me I have to save the world. Hey, no special agent talk here, Missy. I'm just Lucy. I didn't use names. She laughs lightly and shakes her head, seeing Castillo act and respond like a real person is nice. It's charming. To be honest, I'm kind of jealous of you. Why? Because I can talk to aliens without dying? Because scary men in alleyways want to grab me? You get to make a real life. It's strange to say, I'm sure, but sometimes I'd trade all the work for just 1 week of staying in one place and not doing anything. No PTO? I have it, but I normally take it when I'm sick. I don't have anyone to spend time with. I've been thinking about what happens when this is over. I like the idea of getting a little house with a small yard, of tossing the internet to the side and just reading all day. What do you like to read? I really like poetry. That's the last thing I'd expect you to say. What can I say? I like feeling things, and poetry is all about feelings. I get enough horror and mystery at work. I'm not a fan of reading romance when gay romance is so hard to find. Oh, okay. I'm not a fan of reading romance when... Okay, audio is fine. And just like that, we're talking again about how her perfect vacation is in the woods near a lake outside of cell phone range, or going to a Renaissance fair, which she's never gotten to do. She lays out a dream vacation that I swear I can see. So once this is over, one way or another, I want to pile up my PTO and do something. What do you mean one way or another? Let's not worry about that. I want to think past tonight. I'm wasting a night with a beautiful woman by thinking about the future. I blush in response and notice her hand has gotten higher on my thigh. Look, you know how I feel about certain someone, and you keep making advances I'm not sure whether I should like or dislike. It's silly of me to even think about missing a moment with you. This is a nice turnaround from the night I was having. Nightmares, restless pacing, a human monster. I'm happy to be your hero. Now that was a line. It's the truth, honestly. It's the truth, honestly. Although I might like to take this outside the bar. But you don't have a place for us to play games or talk or something, Lucy? It's not like I can invite you over with the one bed and Sarah. There's this wonderful invention called a hotel. Are you asking me what I think you are? Well, the only game on my mind is a naked version of Twister, but the goal is to get all tangled up. I don't think it's possible for me to blush any deeper. She's offering me a night of intimacy. Of course, in the morning things will be back to normal. Because you're not the relationship type. Exactly. I'm the type that makes one night worth remembering. We laugh together and I take a long drink of water. And right now, I think we'd both really enjoy a night of no consequences and a whole night of fun. And trust me, it will be fun. I believe her, but I don't know if that's the kind of thing I should do with everything else going on. That's such a relief. As much as I'm interested, it just doesn't feel right. With Sarah back at home and Exon on the ship, I have enough on my plate without more guilt. It doesn't feel right. Not because I don't like you. I get it. There's just too much going on. Like I said, a life with no what-ifs. Now I know the answer and can move on. I have really enjoyed tonight. It's nice to see what's under the pantsuit. She laughs lightly and asks for the tab, only to throw a few dollars on the bar and call it good. She faces me as I stand. Can you possibly give me directions home? I definitely don't want to get lost again. You think I'm going to let you walk? You sound suspiciously like Agent Castillo. Oh no, I'm still Lucy. And Lucy never lets a date walk home alone, sex or not. A truly kind person. And also, it's possible that this Agent Castillo would get in trouble if anything happened to you that she could have stopped. That's adorable, very precious. So if I had, like, Sarah's relationship lower on the board, would I have an option? Because even if given the option, I would still probably decline, because at the start of the game, seeing how close they are, I do not want to ruin it. I want them to be together. Oh, you want to fucking, like, you want me to bang the alien or the FBI agent? Get a different route, losers. I smile as she leads me back to the stairwell. I don't want to admit that it's easy to be with her when she's a normal person, but it is. We walk in silence for a while, and then Lucy sighs. I never noticed how much smog there was before. I follow her eyes to the sky. The stars are so much brighter. The longer I look, the more I see, she sighs. If nothing else, this is a nice change of pace. Oh, night out with the alien? Sorry. Oh, night out with the aliens? Both. I almost never talk about myself, and I never take even a second to look at the sky. No better time than this. Sorry. No better time than now. Lucy smiles at me brightly. She walks me all the way home, only stopping when I get to the stairs. Her eyes sharpen and I see a special agent side of her. No one lingers on your stairs, right? Nope, they're probably the safest place in the city. I thought that about a few roads until people went crazy. I think I can make it a few flights of stairs without falling or getting mugged. Are you sure? Don't let me put a damper on your night. I'm sure there's still time to catch a woman to keep you company. Lucy gives me a sad smile and shakes her head. She squeezes my hand. I think it'll be another night alone. But at least you ruled out a chance. I think it'll be another night alone. But at least you ruled out a choice. Did I? You said no to me, so that's one option down. And I'm taking another one. No more late night adventures. You should stay safe. Yeah. It's dangerous at night for anyone, but especially women. Please be careful. You too. Good night. She waves to me, then watches until I get up the first flight of stairs. Once I get back in the apartment, I shut and lock the door as quietly as possible. I glance at the bed and see Sarah still snoring. I'm glad I said no. It's better this way. Not as complicated. I slide back into bed after getting comfortable, then close my eyes and let sleep take me. I'll need all the energy I can get for tomorrow. Highest relationship check. Sarah's path unlocked. Yeah, baby! Chapter 7. Yeah, baby! I wake up slowly, still clinging to my dreams. I'm not sure what's a memory and what never happened at all. There's nothing warm beside me, and I feel the sunlight coming through the windows. I definitely don't want to wake up. Oh, it's like the start again. What would I even be waking up to? Maybe reality isn't worth the time anymore. My eyes open slowly and I see Sarah. She's fast asleep, but her lips part and she rubs her cheek over her pillow. I move her head to the side, tucking it behind her ear as she hums in her throat. What do you mean behind her? She barely... I mean, she has short hair. What is there to tuck? The little fucking claw spike? Just like that, Erica. Biting my bottom lip, I shake my head. Of course she talks in her sleep. Her hips roll for a second, and then she flops fully on her belly. Her breathing picks up like normal when I rub down her back slowly. Sarah's more familiar to me, closer to me, and more important to me than anyone. Even with everything that's happening around us, she's the only one I die for. First and foremost, I want to correct all my mistakes, to keep her happy, to allow us a real chance on Earth. Everyone else comes second. Sarah's legs stretch, and she mumbles something softly before rolling again. Her breathing is different now. Her eyelids flutter, like she's having to work to keep them shut. Faker. Oh, Exxon, touch me next. I gape. Don't give Erica all your attention. Oh, hell no. I see her fighting that smile. Don't be shy. Fuck us both. Oh, sorry. Don't be shy. Fuck us both. I shove her, then smack her shoulder. She gets louder, fake moaning and panting until I sit on her, hold her waist down above her head, hold her wrists down above her head. She laughs, giving in to being awake and jolstering me on her lap. Sarah looks me over slowly, takes in our position, and hums softly in her throat as her eyes land on me and softens. It was a good dream to start the morning off with. I roll my eyes and roll off of her. Sarah's always a joker. She hates serious conversations, especially if they don't go her way. I guess I can't blame her for being silly in the morning, though. After last night's announcement, I don't even want to get out of bed. See, I like this one. I like all the... Whoa! Golly! Golly! Sorry. I like most of the design. Some of them are iffy about, but I love this design for my character because it feels natural. It feels casual compared to everything to be spicy. But I have to. I get dressed and stand up, exhaling deeply. Sarah's fingers stroke over my cheek. It was nice when you touched me, patting my hair like that while you watched over me. I brush my fingers over her temple, pushing her hair back. Then I cup the back of her head and pull her closer, hesitating just before our lips touch. This is so new. I want it to go well. I want it to be perfect, and I'm afraid it won't be. But my lips brush her slowly, then I kiss her harder. Sucking her bottom lip, she pulls on my shirt, tightening her hold. We kiss again, changing the angle and testing it out, her tongue brushing against my bottom lip. Good morning. It would be a great morning if we didn't have to worry about all the hell breaking loose. Don't remind me. As Sarah gets dressed too, she asks me, Hey, did you go out last night? I think I might have had a dream about it. It wasn't a dream. I couldn't sleep, so I took a walk. You went out at night? That's dangerous. Yeah, I know. Actually, something happened. What happened? I ran into Castillo. She saved me from a drunk guy who tried to attack me. Well, I'm glad you're okay, but is that really all that happened? Yeah, that's all. Though I might have came across as aggressive towards her because she was following me. Wow, you could have at least shown some gratitude to someone who literally saved your life. I know, you're right. I could have handled the situation better. Anyway, I eventually calmed down and made my way back here. It's just too risky to be out alone at night these days. Absolutely. Wait, so is it... How does it work? Is it like oh, were you following me option? Is it saying I clicked that and then just walked home? Well, I guess she doesn't... Or is she just leaving out the part that we had drinks? We get up to make breakfast and I see Sarah pull out bacon. I grab it, my hand wrapping over hers and shaking my head. She groans and throws it in the trash. Her hand is shaking and she swallows hard. I almost... It was just so natural and It's okay. You didn't. I almost did though. It would have been that simple. I would have failed the test that easily by just not thinking. I pull her to the couch and hug her, rubbing her neck. I pull her to the couch and hug her, rubbing her back. It's in the trash now. We'll go through the fridge and get rid of all the meat. That way there can't be any slip-ups like this. It's such a waste though. All that meat people are going to toss out could have fed so many people. I know, but don't think about it. We're going to make sure you're okay. We're going to be sure that nothing happens to you. Sarah is silent for a while, rubbing my sides, then she exhales. You're right. But all it takes is one mistake and the aliens never forgive. That's terrifying. When will we learn through mistakes? Like, that's terrifying when we learn through mistakes. So if she gets beamed up and I'm holding her, do I get beamed up or too, or does she get beamed out of my hands and I just have a breakdown? Sad admission. This sucks. Even if the new rule doesn't change my lifestyle, it does affect people I care about. It affects Sarah, and I can at least sympathize with how brutal being forced to make such a drastic change must be. But even ignoring all that, the situation as a whole is difficult. It's like we're standing in the middle of a maybe when it comes to living for the long term. Who knows what other changes we'll be forced to make in the future. I swear, it was like, if I can't have her, then no one can. Forbid gay relationships. It is unnatural and bad for the planet. Oh, what the fuck? I can forgive being a vegan. Forgive fucking countless genocide of rich assholes and probably rapists. But my gay relationship? I don't care. What, you're gonna fucking beam me out of existence too? Beam her, I will try and hit you and then you have to beam me too. I will take my own life, I swear to God. I swear to the one above you. I feel a shiver dancing on my spine, but force it back. I don't like this either. Really? You, the vegan queen, don't like the rule? I arch an eyebrow at her, not loving her sass when I'm trying to show her I am scared too. No, I don't like it. It should be a person's choice. The only way change really happens is if someone's to feel that the only way change really happens is for someone to feel that what they're doing is right, and forcing everyone to do something just to avoid death, that's not a way to change anything in the long term. Sarah hugs me tightly. I rub her back and feel her sad smile against my throat. Do you think they're ever going to leave? I don't know, but I get the feeling they'll never leave completely. They'll probably insist on monitoring us somehow. They've invested too much into all this to risk it falling apart the second they leave. I wish we could just pretend to embrace the rules until they go away. Put money in public trusts and take out equal amount every day. Be a good little vegan, show off how happy we are with the changes. Then the aliens will zoom away and we can go back to how we were. It would definitely be easier that way. Sarah's stomach growls, telling me we definitely need to take care of her before we keep talking. She blushes and pats her belly. I honestly think it's, like, because one, but like, where do you think she gets her luscious, angelic tits from? Where do you think the fat goes? Huh? I mean, I'm gonna love her either way, but she's gonna be very sad about her sudden change in body figure. But if I can be this busty as well as be a vegan, I guess I can help her and guide the way. Sarah's stomach growls, telling me we definitely need to take care of her before we keep talking. She blushes and pats her belly. My bacon cravings will have to wait. What can you recommend to take care of this beast? I laugh at her stomach and nod, despite the creeping sadness still threatening us. I'll handle the shopping so you're not tempted. I'll even get vegan bacon. The fact that there is a vegan bacon proves that us humans like the look of meat, and you can't prove me wrong. I roll my eyes and kiss her cheek. Oh, grab some donuts too. We should have the best vegan desserts for breakfast. I give her a look at the door. Being a vegan is not an excuse to eat all the unhealthy food and balloon out. Just trust me. I promise I can make you the tastiest meals you ever had. You'll forget what you're eating. Look, the thing is, see, my brain is like, I thought about changing to like vegan food or whatever, but it's like, I feel like me changing shit doesn't change anything, because people will still eat meat and, you know, the animals are still dying. Plus, my cousin's a vegan, right? And I had, like, tried their, like, vegan meat, and it was disgusting, right? And, like, I'm like, oh, okay. And you know what she said to me? She turns to me and goes, I know, disgusting, right? If vegans don't like this, you clearly fucked up somewhere! Fat chance. I roll my eyes at the bad joke, but open the door and head out. As I walk, I can't help glancing around. The people who are out walking the streets look miserable for the most part. A few people are still excited though, and it seems like everyone is clean and has at least something to their name. That's progress, right? Shaking my head, I go through the market and find that the vegan section specifically has been mostly untouched. The produce has been ravaged, but I guess people draw the line at tofu. Shrugging, I grab some of my favorites, then I go through the rest of the store. Pardon me. Picking up some of the passable fruits and veggies that are left before grabbing the seasoning I need to make stir-fry. That'll satisfy Sarah. But just to be extra nice in this trying time, I head to the vegan bakery down the road too. Of course there are billions of people in front of it. One of them I recognize once I'm pulled away from the crowd. I look her over, surprised that she owns jeans and a t-shirt. Well, what do you mean you're surprised? So I'm guessing... Okay, let me think this straight, right? So it was the, so Lucy bonus chapter. It was a bonus chapter, right? And it wasn't... I'm guessing it wasn't canon, right? But but the whole events before the drinks happened, right? But what confuses me is if the things before before having drinks is canon and the drinks aren't canon, she saved you in the same outfit. How were you surprised? Agent Callisto? We have a problem. A serious problem. You mean the new rule? I mean that meat factory, areas of intense farming, packing plants, and the likes are being forcibly shut down by the aliens. Luckily, there haven't been any casualties yet, since most of the workers didn't even show up today. They didn't want to be a target for alien rage. Then why is it so bad compared to the other things, I mean? It doesn't make sense. Directly killing people because of their money is way worse than making people go vegan. But I guess if the aliens are knocking down factories and closing places permanently, it could take a while for society to adjust. There may be a period of time where things are harder to get. I like to think, like, you know, you think of all the black market, but rather than, like, you know, illegal stuff, it's, like, illegal, but not in the sense you think it is. So, rather than going on the deep web to see gore videos, you go on the deep web to fucking buy some meat. Like, oh, you want some chicken? Oh, I got tenders, breasts, KFC, Popeyes, whatever you need, pal. It's gonna be a hefty fee, but it's definitely worth your while. Rabbits, deer, oh, maybe you're feeling a little fancy. Kangaroo, alligator, scorpion, what you want? I got a bunch of insects. Maybe that's your fancy. Some turkey? How about swan? I have a whole lineup of juicy meat just for your consumption, but it ain't gonna come at a fair price. Rationing might be a thing, but maybe it'll get so bad we'll have to grow our own food. I should probably pick up some plants on the way home, just in case. It wouldn't hurt to be prepared. The animals are on their own. Cows aren't meant to be in the wild, especially in these numbers. Sheep, goats, pig. There are millions of them that are no longer going to be fed. They're just going to die. Explain to me how that fixes anything at all, and I will happily put my hands up and admit defeat. Of course I can't. If they're just going to starve to death, that defeats the purpose. It's cruel. They need to be taken care of, but who would dedicate time and money to feeding and keeping animals if they can't benefit from it? I mean, yes, I know there are some good and generous people who would, but they won't be able to keep up with all the animals needing new caretakers. And farm animals are bound to need more attention, right? All those hormones and dairy cows mean that they're uncomfortable if they don't get milked, and the steroids in chickens have them growing strangely. I swallow hard. You need to go talk with them again. It's not my fault! I'm tired of having to take care of each and everything just because I made a mistake of opening my mouth. I don't make those aliens do anything. They make all their own choices, and somehow I keep being one that has to try and fix things. How could anyone have known that a simple conversation would trigger these things of response? It's not fair. I'm not a diplomat. I'm not some intergalactic spokesperson. I'm done pretending to be. You can't run away from this. Watch me. If you keep this up, I'm going to tell the aliens all about you, so leave me alone for a few days and let me get my shit together. I sprint away, jolstering my bag in my arms as I run back to our flat. I even sprint up the stairs, something my thighs don't exactly love, but to get where I'm going, when I open the door, I don't see Sarah. I don't see half our things. I don't even see little Martello. Oh no. What happened? Please be okay. I hope she didn't find some meat to eat and instantly get beamed up. Shaking, I reach for my phone to see some of our old clothes, our basic bitch art, and the crappy furniture that's been here forever. I look at my phone and see a message from Sarah. I answer it with my fingers crossed and see her in a huge bathtub drinking wine from a gorgeous glass. Shaking my head, I ask where she is. She says she's 2 floors up, in that luxury flat we used to daydream about. Oh, you scared the shit out of me. I thought you left me. Damn. Taking a deep breath, I head up there and knock on the door. Sarah opens it and I see that she's in a long, sweeping pink robe with feathers around the neckline and the hem. Come in, darling. I've been expecting you. What is this? Why are we here? I mean, why? Sarah ushers me in, shuts the door, and spreads out on the plush couch that takes up most of the living room. It's twice the size of our bed. We're finally getting the benefits from those alien rules. I was supposed to house sit for the owners this week, so I showed up to ask that if that was still something they wanted me to do. I sit with the groceries while calming my heart. The run and walk paired with the initial shock of not seeing Sarah have been way too much. When I got here, they gave it to me. They said they were moving to Florida. They bought a first-class ticket for themselves and 5 of their friends. Apparently they're going to move into places by the ocean and take in people who were having trouble staying away from drugs. They're going to help them get clean or something. Well, that's unexpectedly nice of them. They don't want to risk being too wealthy. We should be okay, though. This house is only really expensive thing we have. I don't know about you, but I have a grand total of £100 in the bank. I have 20 after buying this. Ooh, mama, ooh. We put all the groceries in the kitchen, tossed the meat, and then Sarah convinces me to join her in a big bathtub. I see that she started the water with glistening and glittering bubbles helping to fill the tub. Bubble bath. She slowly drops the robe from around her shoulders, showing every inch of her beautiful body. As she takes my hand and helps herself into the tub, she takes the wine glass back and smiles. Join me. Just relax. I join her in the tub and the water envelops us, and we shared a playful splash, our laughter echoing through the room. We started kissing, first tenderly, then with more passion. I refuse to waste one more moment worrying about things I can't change when I can enjoy every second we have left with Sarah. Leaving the bath, we wrap ourselves in soft towels, entering a bathtub adorned with rose petals. Time stands still as our souls intertwined, creating a symphony of love and connection. Sarah and I share our first time together, and it's everything I dreamed of and more. It's a moment that will stay with me forever, etched into my heart and soul. Oh, they fucked! We fucked! Let's go! Chapter 8, Sarah's Route. Wait. I wake up to Sarah and smile. I can still feel the lingering tendrils of pleasure across my skin. There's a dull ache in my thighs and arms and a pleasant warmth that fills me up. It takes a while for me to remember the details of last night, including how we got this gorgeous luxury bed and room. But once it slams into me, I move closer and wrap myself around Sarah. It makes a lot of sound in She makes a lot of sounds in her throat, and her body moves against mine in a way that threatens to restart our fun from last night. I kiss across her shoulder. Sarah hums in her throat. Good morning, babe. Morning, love. You sound all happy back there. Her fingers lace through mine on her hips, and she kisses my cheek. I laugh softly and nod. I want this to be our life. No more heavy choices, no more special agents, just us. Sarah nods and tangles her legs with mine. I know that she'd be happy to make the most of any of our options now. She's been trying to get me to see all the possibilities we have, and I've just been so blind to it. I've been stupid trying to save the world instead of just enjoying what we could have. Prices for everything are dropping. Why haven't I been taking more advantage of that? There's so much I wanted to do before There's so much I wanted to do before all this that I can do now because of everything that's happened. Well, prestigious degree don't mean shit now that, we should travel the world. Just me, her, and just like imagine just relaxing and just fucking island, listening to the pitter patter rain, hearing the muddy footsteps splashing around outside as people rush to get some cover, the fireplace crackling. It's getting chilly, but you snuggle up with your significant other as you get warm. You rest your eyes and slowly relax. You can feel her. She hears your heart beating, and it relaxes her. As you rest your eyes, you awake again, and you're back in this fucking spaceship, not able to escape her. What? What have I done to deserve this damnation? I just want to be with the ones I love, and you keep bringing me back to this fucking hellhole. What do you want from me? First, you make everything worse. Yes, it's partially my fault, but you don't listen. You say it's all logical, but that's a load of bullshit, I'm telling you. I can't even get away, and you keep dragging me back to this fucking hellhole. What do you want from me? I can't ever be in peace. What do you want from me? We should travel, see the world, and make love in every country we visit. Twice. We both laugh, and she rolls in my arms, kissing across my neck. Just tell me when to stop packing. Golly! Okay, da-da-da. Okay. Shit. No, we should do... yes, overwrite. Right. See Sarah and Milito sleep together. So we haven't got the good ending yet, but we're on that route. See Sarah, heart gesture. See Sarah, love scene. You're telling me we don't actually get to see the love scene? We just see her in a bathtub? I don't know what I was expecting. 54 total game script scene. Oh, interesting. So I guess like a part of me is like, in the future I'll do other endings, or at least try. But like, how do you get the pinups? Do you get them by getting an ending? Let me add this to the playlist and then take a break.